Hello everyone, my name is Reverend Chrissy Ball of the Violet Flame. You may know me better as Claire Lachat, but I've decided it's important to embrace my name as I go forward with this channel to deliver these messages as I receive them. This morning I was sent 2 posts on my social media that highlighted the importance of rest, self-care, and patience. And now I'm feeling a strong pull to share this message with the guidance of the Archangel Gabriel. As you can see, I have already pulled the cards before the recording, and I'm going to go over all of this. The cards that I have pulled are the 2 of Swords. Life presents many choices. The choices we make determine our future. Catherine Pulsifer. The Ace of Pentacles. As much as we need a prosperous economy, we also need a prosperity of kindness and decency. Caroline Kennedy. The Hermit. Self-care is not a waste of time. Self-care makes your use of time more sustainable. Jackie Viramontes. The 10 of Swords. It's hard to tell who has your back from who has it just long enough to stab you in it. Nicole Richie. And then the Queen of Cups. Compassion is the basis of morality. Arthur Schopenhauer. So this spread really emphasizes that life is filled with choices. The paths we choose to take now will shape our futures, and they'll do so for the long haul. And within this spread, we can clearly see that there's a very strong emphasis on the importance of the knowledge that true prosperity goes beyond material wealth. It includes kindness, compassion, and decency towards others. And during times of hardship, self-care is not a mere indulgence, but a necessity that sustains our energy and helps us to face the challenges with resilience. During this time, it is also important to be cautious. We have the 10 of Swords right here, kind of hinting that there may be some people in our lives who seem supportive, but they've got their own agendas. We need to let compassion guide us through the process of distinguishing who is a part of our support system and who would see it taken away. Rest and self-care are essential in handling life's trials with grace, compassion, strength, and discernment. So it's super important to give your mind and your body and your spirit a chance to rest and reflect during this time, because if you are not fully rested, if you're not taking care of yourself, then you're not going to be able to trust your intuition when it is desperately needed. If you're like really burnout and exhausted, you're not going to be able to use your better judgment when you need it. So something is coming, and personally, I've been saying this for a while now, I do think that it is the coming election. And of course, I'm American. I'm going to be picking up a lot of groups and a lot of energy groups that are in my general area. So I think that's why, I'm being led to speak on political things here in the United States. is because that is where my audience is, for the most part. And with that being said, like, I do genuinely feel like my purpose as of right now is to guide you guys into really being able to think for yourselves critically. It's really important right now to make sure that we have a clear mind more than ever. We should be resting, we should be contemplating, we should be considering who brings the most compassion and decency into our world, because there are deceivers in the election. There, in our government, everywhere. But speaking specifically about the candidates, there are deceivers who would pretend that they have your best interests in heart, and yet they would never act on your best interests. Personally, I'm not a Republican, but I don't think that it's my duty to bring my personal bias into this reading at this moment. If I want to do that, I'll do a separate video on my personal political affiliations. But as just a warning, and having watched so much over the past few years of just people who promise things and never keep those promises, I've seen a lot of broken promises from both sides, but more so from the Republican Party. Do your research, think critically, and just be sure to make your decisions based on what you feel is right. There's a lot of talk about, we have to pick a candidate who can win, and that's all well and good, I suppose, but if you don't think that the candidate is right, why should they be able to win? That doesn't make any sense. So you should be making your decisions based on who you would actually want leading your country, who you think will actually open the doors for the changes that you want to see. And I do realize that, like, maybe some people who are going to watch this video are going to want to see changes opposite from what I personally would like to see. But I have faith that this video is going to reach the right people, the ones who are like-minded and want to see the same progress that it seems like most of America does want to see. Like more freedom to progress forward, if that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense, but there's a lot of there's just a call to think for yourself versus following the crowd, is what I'm really, really trying to get at. I know I've gone on just like this whole tangent. I got very, very off track. But yeah, it feels like the call here is to be of sound mind when the time comes. So make sure to take care of yourself. Think about what the ideal world looks like for you, and how can you actually contribute to making that world come into being. That's really the main goal here. So this is a very short one, and I'm gonna be doing more of these when I can, just these collective channeled readings. I mean, most of this was channeled before I ever pulled cards, and elaborating on some readings that I've done in the past and just downloads. But I will say that Gabriel did bring the best cards for this message in this reading. Part of my personal journey is learning to follow through on what my guides want me to do, and I think that in this particular case, this is what Gabriel wants me commenting on at the moment. And he's not my only guide, but he's the one that wants me to be the most vocal at the moment. So you might see some more short videos like this from me instead of just the long zodiac ones. So anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.